January 29th is Super Sunday when it comes to sporting action. From the afternoon onwards, right until the night, you're going to see plenty of sports, and that too across all disciplines. You want cricket? Cricket is available. You want tennis? Tennis is also available. Hockey? Even hockey is available. Four major events are there today, and today you will see that from 2 p.m. onwards, right until the night, you will really be totally involved in all sporting activities. Some historic, some epic, and some very exciting things indeed. So, as you can see, there are four major events if you have to look at it. India versus New Zealand, Australian Open final, ICC U19 Women's World Cup, and we see the culmination of the FIH Hockey World Cup. So let us begin for all you sportsmen from 2 p.m. onwards right up till 12. You can get the popcorn, you can get all the drinks, you can get all your friends together, because for the next 10 hours at least, you're going to be hooked to every single sporting event. So let us begin with the first major event that is going to happen today, and that is the Australian Open men's final. Novak Djokovic versus Stefanos Tsitsipas. Yesterday we saw Aryna Sabalenka and Elena Rybakina in the women's final, and we saw a new champion being crowned. Here, can we see a new champion being crowned? Because Novak Djokovic vs Stefanos Tsitsipas final, the match will begin at 2 p.m. IST, and before you can get to the match, you can see that the match will be telecast on Sony Sports 5 and on the Sony Sports network. You can also, it can be streamed even on the Sony Live app also. But the major thing in this is Novak Djokovic versus Stefanos Tsitsipas. Will it be 10th Australian Open title for Novak Djokovic? Or will Stefanos Tsitsipas emerge as the first Greek player to ever win a Grand Slam? History suggests that Djokovic can do it. He has a 10-2 head-to-head advantage against Stefanos Tsitsipas. But in Grand Slams, Tsitsipas has stretched Djokovic to 5 sets in the 2 slams that they met. Remember, they also met in the French Open final, where Tsitsipas got back from 2 sets down and he pushed Djokovic all the way. But unfortunately, he could not sustain it, and Djokovic won the French Open title in 2021 in 5 sets. He became the first player at that time to win all slams in the Open era, the first male player more than twice. 2 times or more. So that is why, on paper, my favorite for the Australian Open title, whether people may like it or not, is Novak Djokovic. In the semi-final and in the quarterfinals, the exhibition that Novak Djokovic put out, he was simply too good. Clinical, and he dismantled all his opponents with clinical precision. It may be too much for Tsitsipas to expect him to pull off an upset, because since 2019 he has not won against him in any tournament. But if there is one individual that you can back who can push Novak Djokovic unlike the other opponents, it is Stefanos Tsitsipas. But my favorite, and clinching his 10th Australian Open title today, it is Novak Djokovic. So my bet is on Djokovic to win the Australian Open title. But from Melbourne, let us go down south and also to South Africa. We are seeing history being made, folks, because today is the ICC Under-19 Women's World Cup final. It is India versus England. And remember, India are on the cusp of something very special indeed. Before I get to the match, I'll tell you where you can watch it and what is the venue. India versus England ICC Under-19 World Cup final. The match will begin at 5:15 p.m. IST. Note that time down, folks. 5:15 p.m. IST. When the toss happens, you can see it on Sports Today. We will be there for all the latest analysis that happens at that point in time. The venue is at Senwest Park, Potchefstroom, 5:15 p.m. IST. The match will be telecast on the Star Sports network, but it can be also streamed on the Fan Code app also. However, India versus England, it is a contrasting clash, because 2 of the best teams when it comes to white ball cricket are in the final. England, dominant in white ball cricket in the men, ODI World Cup champions, T20 World Cup champions, even in the under-19, they reached the final in 2022. In the women's team also, they are dominating. They won the 2017 World Cup and they have been in the final of the 2022 World Cup as well. Very unfortunate to miss out on gold in the Commonwealth Games in 2022. But apart from that, England women's team are a very strong contender. The only unbeaten team in this World Cup is England. India suffered one loss to Australia, but then they have bounced back spectacularly, beating Sri Lanka, beating New Zealand, and now the summit clash against England. Can India women's team match the men? Because the men have won the 2018 and the 2022 World Cup as well. So, can they match the men and make it first time winners of the Under-19 World Cup? It will truly be historic and can change the landscape of women's cricket in India if that happens. My favorite will be the India women's team because they already had one bad match. They will be determined to put it across England, and remember, England is also due for some very, very bad runs today. But it is a very close encounter, 50.1% in favor of India, 49.9% in favor of England. So my bet is India winning the ICC Under-19 Women's World Cup because this is the start of something very special in Indian for women's cricket. From South Africa, let us shift to Lucknow, and that is where the second T20I is going to be between India versus New Zealand. Remember, India are currently trailing 0-1 after losing the Ranchi T20I by 21 runs. Here, they will be determined to ensure that they can finally come back on level terms and take it to the decider in Ahmedabad. So that match begins at 7 p.m. IST. The venue is the Ekana Stadium, Lucknow. We hope that the rain stays here because the weather is a bit dodgy for this game. The match can be viewed on the Star Sports Network and can also be viewed on Hotstar as well. Remember, India lost to New Zealand in the previous encounter and Hardik Pandya will be determined to ensure that he does not get a series loss under his captaincy tenure because that could soon set things in motion. But looking at the way in the past also when it comes to home bilateral series, whenever India have lost the first game, they have bounced back strongly. So I expect India to bounce back strongly and take the game into the decider. New Zealand will have to play exceptional cricket to ensure that they win the series. My bet is India bouncing back and winning this match and taking the decider into the final game in Ahmedabad. As if you did not need that much of Super Sunday action, there is also the Hockey World Cup and that also begins around 7 p.m. IST. It is going to be Belgium versus Germany. Belgium, the dominant team, Germany staging an ultimate resurgence. So, the match will begin at 7 p.m. IST and the venue is the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar. The match will be streamed live on Fan Code and remember, Belgium have been dominant in this entire FIH Hockey World Cup. It was expected that they would be one of the favorites. Remember, they are the 2018 World Cup winners. They are also the Olympic gold medalists. And in between, they have also won the European Championships and they won the FIH Pro League. So this 5-year period has been a golden period for Belgium, especially in their hockey. So the Red Lions will be determined to cap off and win back-to-back because the last team who did the back-to-back was the Kookaburras and their opponents, Germany. Remember, Germany have won the World Cup back-to-back in 2002 and 2006. They also won Olympic glory at that time, but since then they have had a decline. Germany have staged the ultimate resurgence when they beat Australia 4-3 in the semi-final. It was an absolute classic. And remember, the previous encounter that Belgium and Germany had in the league stage, it ended 2-2. But my bet is in the final, with so much of form and so much of success in the past, Belgium can win the World Cup for the second consecutive time. And it will be truly the peak of a glorious golden generation when it comes to Belgium hockey. So, Belgium versus Germany, that is the last of the Super Sunday events that is there today. But I will say that when it comes to the hockey final, Belgium are winning it. Germany, although, will put up a very, very tough fight. So, from 2 p.m. IST onwards all the way till 11 p.m. IST, 9 hours of glorious, glorious sporting action is there for you. We at Sports Today will bring you all the updates that's there. Press the like, comment and share button and tap that bell icon so that you know instantly that we are going live, and we'll be the first to bring you all the results as well, in-depth analysis, past instances, Any stats, numbers, instances, you name it, Sports Today has it. So subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. We'll also be back for more such events in the day. And also remember, we are also there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.